still making my selection. I'm still making my selection. Good. I'm still making my selection. So as a newbie, you have to be careful. You have to be as careful as you can. Okay. You have to take it really slowly. Don't rush the way I'm rushing. You have to take it slowly. You can see I'm trying to be as quick as I can for tutorial's sake, so I don't bore you, because the point is just for me to show you and then you go ahead and learn. So I don't like this part. I want to go ahead and add back. So design is patience. You have to be patient, especially when you're learning. For instance, if I want to do this now after spending so many years in design, I do not need to. I have more or less ways I could get this done easier, and I'll show you some of those ways soon. But as a newbie, it's important you know all of this, because fine-tuning your skills when cutting would really help you. Would really help you. So I don't like this. Cut it off. Good. Then let's go. Let me zoom out so I see how far we've gone. Good, we've selected all the sides. Let's go back. Let's go to the mouse area. Also, like I told you, zooming out is control minus or control plus. Plus is on the equal to sign. Right. Minus is minus. Or alternatively, you hold down, click on Z. This comes out. You click and you drag, or you just click on that point. Either way, select it to minus here, click and subtract, right? So I'm zooming in, so I continue my selection. Click on your lasso tool. Okay, let me zoom in some more. Okay. When I'm usually around edges here, I like to be careful. Let me zoom in some more, just to prevent mistakes. Don't worry, you're not rushing anywhere, just take your time. These are the things that makes design expensive. Or do I say that makes good design expensive? So when you go through this process to be meticulous and have the best of designs, you don't collect peanuts. Okay? You don't collect peanuts from your work. So after all of this, that's why when people see how professional you are with your work, they pay you. So just keep cutting. Okay, keep following it thinly along the edges. Select. Good. So now we have selected around the image. So remember I told you that you could use two different tools together when you want to make a selection. So you could use two different tools now. So I could alternatively just come here, pick my rectangle marquee tool, ensure add to selection is clicked, then do something like this, right? So this will help me select the background quicker, right? Or I could alternatively come back to my lasso to just draw around here because I'm trying to add the background to the selection. Okay, so the most important thing is getting the outline of what you want to cut out. So good. Having done that now, we can see that we have the outline. So if I ask you which part of this image is selected, I know a lot of you will think the bird is selected, but in actual sense, what we selected is the background. Okay, the background is what's selected. And how do you know the item that is selected? The item selected is the one in the space covered by the matching ants. The one in the space covered by the matching ants. So if you look at this, you can see these matching ants here. This is it. This is the border of the matching ants here. This is the border. It follows this border down here, here, this way, this way, this way, this way. So this way. So you see, is around the bed. So what we selected right now is the background. How do we know that? Edit, cut. We'll see that we have cut out the background. Okay, so that means the background is what's selected. But even as this selection is this way, if you want it to be that you want the bird to be selected instead, there's something you can do. You can invert the selection. Inverting the selection means that every other part that was not selected before will now be selected, and the parts that were selected will become unselected. So you are just inversing it. How do you invert the selection? Go to select, go down to inverse. You can see inverse here, or Control Shift I. If I click on inverse now, you see that the bird is what selected. Can you see that? Inverse means that the bird is what selected. So select, let's inverse it back to the background. Good. So now let me cut this background so you see. Edit, cut. Now you can see that it has very sharp edges, right? Looking very, very ugly. Yeah, if you ask me, I'd say it's looking ugly, right? Very ugly. So let's Control Z that. So what I want to do now is I want to I want you to see the difference between when we apply a refined edge and when we don't. I want you to see it clearly with this. So let me inverse this selection. Inverse. Okay. Then let's do a layer via copy. Just don't worry. This part I just want to prove something to you. I just want you to see it, right? So go ahead and good. Okay. So okay. So now let me invert the selection again. So just don't bother. I'm trying to show you something. Don't bother following these particular steps I'm doing. So now let's click on refine edge. Click on refine edge. Let's increase the smooth. The smooth. We've increased the smooth. Take it up some more. Take it up some more. Let's zoom in so that we'll see what we are doing. Good. So if you notice, these are how the edges are right now. Rounded. Okay. Alright. The edges here now are rounded, right? Let's take it back to where it was before. You can see they are sharp and unrealistic. So let's leave it on 50. Yeah, I think 50 is good. Then the feather, I'll leave the feather on 0.8. Usually I like to work with 1, 0.5, 0.8. So okay. And now let's cut. How do you cut? Control X. Good. And let's zoom back in. This is without any refined edge. You can see this part. You can see this. Now this is with the refined edge. Without, with, without, with, without, with, without, with. So it makes it blend better. Okay, it makes it blend better. With refine edge. All right, so always use your refine edge when you're changing images. Okay, this is basically how you change the background of an image, right? We could still apply more refine edge. Take your time. That's why when you zoom in properly, you'll be able to see. Take your time, make it look more real. Okay, because usually if I was to do this, I do not want any of this here to be showing. So that's that. I've taught you how to change background. Let's move over to the next video where I'll show you more selection tools, more lasso selection tools.